Hey everyone! Today let's talk about Kung Fu Panda. Oh yeah, hold on to your chairs because this is going to be epic. Kung Fu Panda is when DreamWorks in 2008 said, hey, what if we make a cartoon about a fat dude who beats everyone not because he's a master, but because he's fat and lucky, like a lottery ticket shoved up his ass. And it works so damn well that to this day, people are still yelling SKADOOSH at weddings and funerals. SKADOOSH. The main character is Po. Po isn't a panda, he's a walking meme about all of us at 3 a.m. when we're eating dumplings straight from the pot and dreaming that tomorrow we'll wake up as billionaires, or kung fu masters, or everyone's favorite person. He lives above his panda dad's noodle shop, who looks like he was drawn after watching Shrek at 2x speed. And every day he dreams about being cool, even though getting himself out of bed is already like a full-on survival quest. And Jack Black's voice in the original is basically a god who decided to mess with all of us through one fat panda. The plot is pure absurdity, but in a good way. The Valley of Peace. All the animals live peacefully, training and meditating. Suddenly, Oogway, an ancient tortoise who looks like a wrinkled apple after a nuclear explosion, makes a prophecy. The dragon warrior will be the one who falls from the sky onto his butt. And everyone's like, okay, makes sense. And then, BAM! Po crashes through the roof and lands right in the middle of the selection arena. It's literally the level of, I came for a job interview but got the wrong floor and flew through a window on the 15th. Shifu, a small red panda master who looks like an angry hamster on steroids, is in agony. I trained Tigress for 20 years, and then this lump of lard shows up and screws everything up! The Furious Five. Tigress, the only normal one. Monkey, a typical henpecked guy. Crane, a depressed stork. Mantis, a tiny dude with a god complex. Viper, a snake without venom lol. Look at Po like he's a cockroach that someone accidentally crushed with a slipper. The Training. The peak of cringe and genius at the same time. At first, Shifu tries to break him. He throws Po into walls, makes him run up the stairs until he dies from shortness of breath. But Po eats everything he sees. So Shifu switches to the Ultra method. If you can't defeat laziness, use it. And then begins the most legendary training arc in cartoon history. Po catches dumplings with his mouth like a killer shark. Dodges flying projectiles because he's afraid they'll hit the food. Rolls down the stairs like a bowling ball. By the end of the training, he's already eating, fighting, meditating, and stuffing his face at the same time. The moral? Believe in yourself. But actually, be fat and stubborn, and the world will eventually give up. The villain, Tai Lung, is the only normal one here. Tai Lung is a snow leopard, Shifu's adopted son who was once rejected. He actually went through hell. He was locked in prison with chains meant to hold 1,000 warriors. And then he just stands up, walks along the chain like a circus tightrope, and beats the hell out of everyone. His escape is the most epic scene in the whole movie. He walks in the rain, lightning flashing, dramatic Hans Zimmer music, and you suddenly realize the guy actually deserved the scroll. And Po defeats him with a belly slap and a yell of SKADOOSH. Tai Lung turns into golden sparkles. It's so humiliating you almost feel bad for the villain. Like, I trained my whole life and got beaten by a dude's belly jiggle. The Dragon Scroll is the peak of plot stupidity. Like, you are the secret, lol. That's literally the level of a script written by a 12-year-old after drinking 5 liters of cola. But you know what? It works, because Po realizes the power isn't in the scroll. It's in believing in yourself.
How's that?
The final battle. Po versus Tai Lung is basically when a fat loser beats an ultra master simply because he's too fat to be hit properly. Tai Lung strikes, and Po just bounces like a trampoline. Then Po grabs his tail, spins him like a propeller, and BAM! A wave of energy from a belly slap. That's it, the end. Tai Lung turns into confetti. Po's the hero, the village is in ecstasy, Shifu cries like a bitch, Tigress is like, alright, he's actually not bad.
Master.
Top 10 moments of pure cringe and chaos. Po falls from the sky and ruins the entire selection. Cringe level. I typed, "Hey beautiful," in the school group chat. When the Furious Five hate him at first, and 2 days later they're like, "Po, you're our bro now." Oogway teaches Po about inner peace, and Po just eats a peach and yells. Tai Lung destroys the prison, the coolest scene ever, and then gets beaten by a belly. The secret ingredient is you. Damn, that's literally a motivational poster from the 2000s. The final SKADOOSH. So dumb it became a meme for eternity. Po's dad at the end like, "I always knew my son was the chosen one, because he eats a lot." Tigress finally accepting Po. The speed of Stockholm Syndrome. 10 out of 10. The whole moral of the movie? It doesn't matter what kind of lazy fat guy you are. If you really want it, you can become a god. It's either genius or the biggest scam of 2008.
It's just you.
Kung Fu Panda is the perfect product for 2000 kids. Funny, dumb, but with heart. For adults, it's a crooked mirror of our lives. We're all Po, eating noodles, dreaming about greatness, and then somehow beating the final boss by accident because we're too fat to finish off. 9 out of 10 on the scale of, I'm laughing, but I'm ashamed that I'm laughing. -1 point only because Tai Lung deserved a better fate than being crushed by a belly.
The real Dragon Warrior is coming home.
SKADOOSH!